Doggie Diamonds, no filter.
Yeah, what it is, people? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds. You know, Doggie Diamonds, no filter. I put out an APB. I went on motherfucking Facebook. I made phone calls. I did everything I had to do to get this man to my right, your left, King motherfucking Just here. And then King Just come and he bring a extra surprise.
Yes.
Pop the Brown Hornet is in the building.
What's going on? What's going
It's
on?
real Staten Island-y up in here right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm taking the ferry back in the days when I went to fucking PS 30. I mean, what I went to?
57.
No. I went to
49.
PS 31.
Oh, okay. You went to 31.
And I went to 29, which was a smart school with the white kids.
Okay, all right.
And then I went to IS 61.
All right,
I'm saying?
all right.
So-
You was going around.
Yeah, I was in Staten Island and
New
shit.
Brighton.
That's what it is.
So King Just, what's going on, man?
Talk to me. You know, same old, man. We back at it again. We doing our thing. You know, Staten his land. We at it again.
Yo, you damn man, when you came onto the scene, I ain't know who the fuck you was. Could you give people a little bit of history? Because there's some people that got it misconstrued. Like when you came in the game, you was trying to sound like this one. You was trying to sound like this one. You was down with this person, and then they didn't know who you was down with.
Right.
Get them. Who is King Just?
Well, King Just was a artist, rapper, you know, from Staten Island, New York, Killer Hill, 10304, and I grew up around as the world would know as the clan, Wu-Tang clan. You have like your Method Mans, your Capadonnas, your Raekwons, U-Guards, and your Inspector Decks. These were cats that, you know, grew up in my hood. We were always rhyming, testing each other's skills and stuff like that. And eventually we made through, you know what I mean? Staten Island got put on the map. Protect Your Neck drop. After that, Shaheem dropped with On and On.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's where you.
That's his clan, his side.
That's on their side right there. And then right after that, I dropped the Warriors Drum, which is, you know, my claim to fame right now. The Hey Ya Ho.
Now, when you first came out, people was saying, "Yo, he sound like ODB." Was that with the tone? Was that your sound, or like you understand what I'm saying, or was it people reaching with that shit?
I mean, you know what it was? They heard words like Shaolin.
Okay.
They and then at that time the vibe of the music was sort of similar.
Okay.
I never sounded like ODB, and you know, wouldn't want to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I the words that I say, you know, you were able to hear me clearly versus ODB, he had a slur to his shit, or, you know, whether he was using a drunken style or whatever it was. You know, me, I spoke clearly and I spoke out loud, and I'm very animated and upspoken, so clearly maybe the energies was maybe similar.
I thought it was just the chorus was similar, but then when you drop No Flows on the Rodeo,
Right.
you was
Easy Mo B.
King Just. Like if anybody had a doubt of who they was saying, yo, he wanna be like Trot. No, this man was his own man with that joint.
Well, if you checked out the album Mystics of the God, which was my album when I dropped in '94 on Select Records, the album was nothing like sounding you know what I'm saying, as far as what the clan was sounding like. You know, they was more, you know, Chinese with it, or, you know, martial arts with it. And for me, like, we were more hood with it, and we were more, how can I say, organic with it, where the things that we came up with was right there in our home. Like, when I talked about the horror, I was talking about the building that we was at. When I was talking about the gun things and things that was going on, we was in there. We was living that.
So and it was Black Fist, right?
Yes, sir.
Who was Black Fist?
Two colleagues of mine, Marcus Peak, Keith Darling.
Okay.
Two guys from the hood that, you know, wanted to see a dude like me win.
Yeah, and then recently, like I had seen shit on the internet, you was Hillside Scramblers?
Yeah, well, Hillside Scramblers is something that I came up with for my squad that was messing with Yui at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Yui was coming out. He had an album. He wanted to put some of the people from my hood on there. And like the name that they had, I really wasn't feeling. So when I came through and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a part of this.
Yeah, I got.
We just gonna have to change that name. And sure enough, Hillside Scramblers. Shout out to my man London, because that's where I got that. From my man London. So he done gave me that, and he was like, yo, run with that. Hillside Scramblers. That's what it is. And from there, we took off with that.
So you in Staten Island on Wu-Tang, not everybody from Wu-Tang is in Staten Island, but some of the core members is there. How come you never collaborated with them back in them times though? Was that
politics?
Oh, okay.
You got politicians over here, you got Hillary over here, you got Trump over here. So at that time, the Republicans wasn't dealing with the Democrats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because what fucked me up, because you said y'all did the ciphers.
Oh yeah, of
in
course.
The hood.
I mean, yeah, like that was normal. You know what I'm saying? But it was the powers that be that probably didn't want to see that work out as it should.
And then the forefathers of rap in Staten Island is definitely the Force MCs became the Force MDs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Trisco.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Mercury.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
TCD. Right.
TC singing on that Ghostface project, man, was like, woo, that would just give you the chills right there.
Yes, sir.
But that's what really put Staten Island on the map for people who don't know. Singing Let Me Love You.
Force MCs.
Yeah, but remember, they was going all around New York City burning dudes.
Taking them out,
Burning
taking out
your
everybody,
favorite
going up to the Bronx and Manhattan. They was taking them out.
And
the Force MCs.
And bringing the singing and the rap to the game.
They was the first ones to mesh that from out of Staten Island, New York. They messed the hip hop with the R&B.
Yes, sir.
And singing "Let Me Love You" on the ferry.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
plus many more hits that they had that never really came out. They was definitely entrepreneurs in what they was doing.
So that's the Park Hill side. Right. Then you go 5 minutes away. You go down Targhee. You go whatever street you want to go down.
Targhee to Broad.
And now you hit Stapleton.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got another member of Wu-Tang that's from Stapleton, Ghostface, where they shot the stand-up video.
Well, they shot several different videos in Stapleton or whatever the case may be, and like when you think about Staten Island and you think about Stapleton and Park Hill, this is Pop the Brown Hornet speaking, one of the forefathers of this MC stuff on Staten Island. To me, Wu-Tang stands for We United to Achieve New Goals. Okay. And why I say that is because Stapleton and Park Hill, we was rivals. The projects is, like you said, is a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk. So as we were growing up as kids, there was a rivalry being built before our generation. You had the Paris crew, you had the BCC, DMD, and so forth and so on. So, and the Rec, you know what I mean? So there was always competition between Stapleton and Park Hill, whether it be fighting, whether it be rhyming, whether it be whatever it was, football. We was each other's measuring stick.
It was a big everything. Graffiti.
Well, the graffiti we had Gando grills.
I remember braids.
Yeah, Gando. You had Lask. You had different elements of
VGL Kings.
Yeah.
So Staten Island
had hip hop. That's why I want people to know the hip hop culture
DJs,
was in Staten Island.
Graffiti and MCing was definitely on Staten Island.
Who was the DJ? Stevie D, right?
Well, that was Dr. Rock. Rest in peace. He was the DJ for the Force MCs.
That's
Dr.
you know
Rock.
what. I always think of Stevie D and Mercury. I always think about the rap and shit. That's
Dr. Rock was the official DJ for the
He was
Force
on the album
MCs.
cover like this.
Exactly, with the afro. Yeah,
rest
definitely.
in peace to Dr. Rock.
But yeah, like when we had Stapleton, we were rivals. So when the Wu-Tang was formed, or whatever the case may be, because Wu-Tang was in existence, it really had to start. Before the rap group, there was a movement of Wu-Tang, and the seed was planted in Stapleton. Then
the grain.
The grain. Stapleton. Yeah.
The grain.
That's the grain.
That's why he said they'll go against the grain. The grain. He's talking about Stapleton.
So the seed was planted in Stapleton, and then when you had individuals like RZA, who was on Tommy Boy and so forth and so on. When it didn't blast off, he came back, and that's when the ciphers was involved.
Okay.
Before Wu-Tang was worldwide, there were ciphers that went on from the rec room to out in the streets in the corner to the cave, the wave, the consequences, Park Villa. We were all sharpening and getting our MC skills out in the street, going against each other, or just having fun with it. It was a fun time. You know what I mean? Then what happened was the politics got involved. And when you sign contracts, that's why individuals like King Just didn't harmonize with the Klan, because contracts got involved. So when everybody had to sign contracts and you deal with publishing and production, you know, the KJs of the world or the Brown Hornets of the world maybe didn't fit in to say, you know what, I'm going to write a song and only get 5% of my own publishing. I'd rather just stay on my own thing with the Black Fist and keep my publishing or whatever. We didn't fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we was a part of the whole movement of Staten Island, the movement. That's why when Wu-Tang first came out as a clan, when they moved to different boroughs and all, they was 200-300 deep, because we was moving with the whole New Stapleton, Park Hill, New Brighton, West
Even
Brighton.
some white boys.
West Brighton. Right. We moved the whole Staten Island. Everybody was like, yo, it's time that the forgotten borough be heard.
Now,
they was the first voice to really get out there after the Enforce MCs.
No, but in the new era,
in the
golden era,
in the early '90s, we helped propel them to get that worldwide acclaim.
But then you also was a part of an organization that had Wu in the name.
Well, and let me break that down to you.
Wu.
I'm gonna break down.
Go ahead.
I'm like, hold on, before he say that,
okay,
he clearly told you that Wu-Tang stood for we unite
it was an
to
acronym.
achieve new goals.
Right, we
That's
united.
Because
Stapleton and Park Hill merged. And the reason why it was called GP Wu is because GP and Wu both started in Stapleton. So that's the only reason why it was GP Wu. So when we signed the MCA, we really went to Hank Shockley and Daddy O, and we was like, yo, we GP the grain. But they were like, yo, if GP, Gladiator Posse, and Wu-Tang both started in Stapleton, we might as well be GP Wu and let the world know that everything really started from Stapleton. So y'all GP Wu, y'all part of the history of all. They messed everything, but I don't think the world was ready to take all that in one pill. They was like, oh, they biting off Wu-Tang. How could they be GP Wu when Wu-Tang already? See, it was like, you know what I mean? It was like we was piggybacking off of Wu-Tang Clan. But the Clan is nothing but the Clan from out of a Wu-Tang movement that was on Staten Island.
Makes sense. And GP was Gladiator Posse.
And GP was Gladiator Posse, Grain produced.
Shout out to Bebo for the Grain book, too.
Well, shout out to Bebo for the Grain book. Shout out for the Gladiator movement, the Wu-Tang movement, and everybody that played their part. But the Grain book, touched on certain things that was happening during that era and during that time.
That's the surface. It's deeper shit.
It's deeper. Yeah.
That's for your book.
Yeah.
One day. For your movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I remember growing up, you was from Stapleton, you was Park Hill. Staten Island was very, very segregated. Motherfuckers didn't rock growing up when I was out there. But now the music hits, it made everybody form a faction. So when I seen King Just and I seen Pop together, I was like, I never known them for having issues or anything like that. But they making music together. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? I wish that everybody went back to where it originally was supposed to go, of everybody making music together.
Right.
Right now, 2016, what made y'all come together and say, yo, let's knock out a project?
It was better late than never. Me, the Brown and the Emperor and the King, we have history that goes way back.
Okay.
Like I said, before the Wu era, we knew each other. It's just that the politics never allowed us to make an album together. He was doing his own thing, I was doing my own thing. And like I said, when you sign contracts and when you know what I mean, when you rolling with your own individual crew, we would see each other. It was always love. That's my brother right there. We from Staten Island. It was never like we bumped into each other. It was any animosity. It was like I was all when I heard Warriors drumming, I was so happy for him because I was like, yeah, we gonna make it. Staten Island. I looked at Staten Island like Atlanta. There was so much talent out there.
Definitely.
But the world never really got to see it at its strength because of the politics of the game. The world only allowed Wu-Tang to come out of Staten Island, but you had the King Justice, you had the Brown Hornets, you had the Shaheems, you had other projects that had individual talent that was coming, but it never got to flourish to its fullest capacity because they would only allow Wu-Tang Clan to represent Staten Island, but it's very diverse.
Yeah, I remember names like Now Born Click.
Now Born
Yes.
Click.
Oh, different. Different.
Right.
Everybody, every neighborhood had a crew.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Every neighborhood had a crew.
Definitely that.
Shout out to Richmond Terrace too. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the whole Staten.
Yeah, the whole Staten Island, man.
But for me, like he said, it was overdue. Like it was time. It was that the stars was aligned, and it was our time for us to say, okay, look, it's not being represented right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Staten Island as a whole.
Right now.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
2016.
And I'm not knocking those that do put out joints and shit like that, because I like some of Ghost joints. I like some of Kappa shit. Like, I like nigga shit, but as a whole, niggas is not putting things together like how it should be. And it's like, I felt like we lost our little... How could I say? Because
our movement,
right? Because you
the
got
mojo,
the shine.
You got Meth,
right.
who I definitely would say could lead it, but you see he's going into the acting and no knocking that. That's what's up. Like especially when you make that transition, and that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't supposed to stay stagnated. But I just feel like for us, it was time for us to show them, that
our sound, the sound hasn't died out, that we still relevant. There's no real identity and face on Staten Island. So for the Emperor and the King to get together, just to forefront the movement that still exists on Staten Island, who better than the classic veterans from Staten Island to say, you know what, we still out here.
That was from the golden era.
We from the golden era. We still in existence. We still put words together. We still relevant in the Staten Island landscape of making music. You know what I mean? This is not something that we just dies out and you give up. This is who we are. We MCs.
Could y'all shout out some unsung producers from Staten Island? Because people always think RZA, but it was more producers on Staten
Shout
Island.
out to R&S.
Yes.
Shout out to
what the R&S do? Let them know.
Well, R&S has an arsenal of things, but R&S produced the majority of Shaheem.
On and on, definitely.
On and on. R&S produced me, Black on Black Crime.
Ooh. King Just, Warriors
Drum.
He did some smokers then.
Follow Me Up. Mm-hmm. He, like I said, he did a bulk of my solo project, as well as touching. My solo project was the Underground Emperor. He touched on GP The Grain's album that was on MCA. He touched on the Grave Diggers. Yeah. He enlightened. He touched on the UMCs. With Haas and Kim when they came out with Blue Cheese and stuff of that nature. So he's definitely one of the godfathers.
Now when you say Kim, they don't know that's NY Oil.
Oh
yeah,
same dude.
Same
dude. And then Haas became Phantom of the Beats, which he did Magic Stick for 50 Cent.
Right.
And Staten Island, damn.
And they're still active. Staten Island is in the building. It's the forgotten borough. It's slept on, but definitely we've been in the building.
We put our work in.
We put our work. So we don't want. That's why the Emperor and the King got together, because it's like there's no reason to let that star fade out. We want to bring the light back and help bring for ourselves and for the up and coming talent that might be coming through.
Well, it's funny. As long as I got a platform, I will never forget my political ties to Staten Island. That's why I sought you out. And the dopest shit, you said Pop was with me. I said, oh shit, I got a double whammy right there.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because Staten Island definitely contributed to hip hop more than what you see. It is more than what you were given, and I feel like the people was robbed.
Oh yes,
of the
definitely.
true talent that still exists and resides in Staten Island, because it ain't over.
But
that's why the Emperor and the King.
Coming.
That's why we got together and we made our new album, BOBH, Best of Both Hoods, Stapleton Park Hill collaboration. That's why we made the new album, to let the mass people know that we still here, we still relevant, we still doing this.
Where can they get this album at?
You can go to iTunes. You can go to chambermusic.com. You can go. It's in stores everywhere. Log
everywhere.
on. You can log on. You can copy it on the internet or whatever. We brought you up a hard copy. Show the people.
This is how it looks. So when you see this cover right here,
Best
the
of
Emperor
both
and the
hoods,
King.
the Emperor and the King.
Best of both hoods.
I'll put the actual pictures in there, and
Go
you see
cop
the back. Cop that right there, because it's
real hip hop. 20
First of all, if
joints.
you from Park Hill, cop it.
If you're from around the world, this
If
is
you
hip
from
hop.
Staten Island, cop it. If you
If
from
you-
Stapleton, cop
Around
it.
the world.
West,
If you're a true hip hop lover,
yeah.
Right,
cop
right.
the album.
We ain't trying to keep it
iTunes,
Staten
Chamber
Island
Music.
only. Like, we understand New Brighton, West Brighton. Shout out to all of y'all, the harbor, the port. But yo, like it's worldwide when it comes to that, man.
Right now, is any features on here?
Nah.
Because I don't see no feel. I'm like, yo, I don't
It's
see
just the
no
Emperor and the
rest.
King
It's
for
just the
right
Emperor
now.
and the
No,
King.
that's what's up.
And it's like we did it that way because we didn't want nobody to feel like we needed someone to stand
Living off
on.
other dudes' strengths.
We didn't need right. We could reach out to the Ghost Faces, the Capadonnas, the whoever, the Method Mans, whatever. We could reach out to them. It's not a problem. That's fam. But at the end of the day, we wanted to show our strength and let it be known, like, man, there's more to come, man. It's a lot more to come.
There's more to come.
So let me ask both of y'all something. I'll start with you, Just.
Okay.
After you did the Warriors Drum, after you did No Flows on the Rodeo, and you do that project, did you fall back from the game a little bit?
Yeah, I did.
What makes you say, I can't fuck with this shit real quick. I'm a fall back, get real life right, and get situations right.
I mean, life itself, but truth be told, the industry itself, like, and again, I don't want to seem like I'm ungrateful.
Yeah, because they try to make us old bitter niggas and shit, but we
Right,
telling the
you
truth.
know what I'm saying? But like, the industry is wicked, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Devil.
And it's like the things you got to do to sell your soul is unbelievable. And for me, I ain't touching my ankles. I ain't bending over. I ain't doing none of that shit. Like, nigga, you gonna have to kill me first. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a child of God.
Or you rather just not rap.
Warrior.
That's what you got to do.
And at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
look at me. Like, I'm all right. I'm good. Like, whether I rap today or never rap, I'm good. Like, I'm all right. We still eating in them streets. At the end of the day, I look at it like real niggas, you know, they fall back, but they don't fall off.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
makes 100 sense.
And for me, like, I fell back just to get my mind right, you know what I'm saying, and see what it is. And at the end of the day, like, I took time off while all you rappers got jerked. You know what I'm
Due
saying?
to the fact they lacking.
Like, you know what I mean?
Shout out
like,
to Eric Sermon for
right,
that
you
one.
know what I'm
right
saying?
there,
Like,
yeah.
it's classic, so, you know,
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
take
yeah.
those lines and throw them back at you. Like, at the end of the day, I'm the first man to open up the first summer jam in New York City on Hot 97. I'm the first man. So that's history right there. I'm the only other rapper from Staten Island that did a song with B.I.G. You know what I'm saying?
Give him
I
the name
did
of
real
that
songs
record.
with Big,
Give
no
him the name.
made up shits. Like, we did a joint on Who's the Man soundtrack.
Okay.
Ed Lover and Dr. Dre when they came out with the movie Who's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
It's me, Big, Ed Lover, and Todd One on there. So at the end of the day, I don't have to, you know, brag or
Solidify.
say this. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on the top 888, Wendy Williams, Angie Martinez, you name it, DJ Enough. Like, these dudes was in my, DJ Enough is in my first video, Warriors Drum. Before
That
even
shit
dudes
smashed
even was
on
really
dudes.
even knowing Enough is in there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Homicide. It's like, yo, we doing it. Like, we ain't never stopped. So for me, like, I just took time more just to see and analyze on what's going on in the game and make sure that my soul wasn't giving up to no type of rituals or any type of other gay faggot shit. And that's real talk.
And I'm co-signing that, stamping that right there. When I think at the particular time Moby was hot. Mm-hmm. So you know you got to go to the hot producer at
Yes,
the
sir.
time.
Yes, at the time he just finished doing the Craig Mack joint,
Yeah.
and the Flavor in Your Ear remix joint. So yeah, it was like inevitable for us to go get that joint from
How many
him, which
beats did
was-
you pick from him, or did you just hear that one, or was it?
Nah, so crazy that you brought that up. Like, I picked, and the niggas gonna talk about this, but I like he had a couple of joints, and I picked the one for me that just fitted the song that I had at the time. Mm-hmm. But there was some other beats on there and dudes, my mans and them was like, yo, pick that one, yeah, that one right there, and I'm like, nah, and it was hot, Mo B was hot at the time, so then she had some blazers, but for me it was like I'm a seamstress. Like I'm a person that tailor. Like what I'm saying. Shout out to Fest Taylor. Mm-hmm. I put things together right. You know what I'm saying. You can't put a square peg in a circle. Like it just don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
So So that's I guess that's why I guess you liked it.
I liked it because first of all the drums was retarded and the sounds, and then I just hear, well, here I am, the funk. I was like, right. Shit.
Right.
And you just. When he was like, yo, Mo B, make it easy. I was just like, yo, this shit is retarded.
Right.
And then the chorus, I just wasn't expecting that shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was riding the bikes in the video and all that shit, the four-wheelers.
Mind you, the first again, another history. Yeah. Before, and again, shout out to the Rough Riders.
Yeah,
But before the Rough Riders and even had all that in they that was King Just with the four-wheelers in his joints. That was me.
I remember that. And then it was just like, I shoot. I stop. How I go?
I shoot, I turn, I shoot, I score. Yeah,
and then it just paused. And then the beat come back and I was like, yo, this is retarded. So I felt good about that because I said anybody who doubted this man before and was saying he trying to be like something, he's showing you right now he is own man. And I fucked with that shit hard.
That's what's up.
I still listen to that shit to this day.
Damn, that's what's up.
And it's on YouTube and it's skip at one point. And I still listen to the skip on YouTube and shit like that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Is there any Mo B beats that you turned down that he ended up giving to somebody else that you noticed?
Nah, not that I heard. Like the one beat that he did have that they was going crazy. No, he didn't get that. So Mo B, if you're listening now,
shout out to Easy Mo.
Get at me, man. I got some numbers to get at you, so I'm gonna make.
We could get in contact. I call Mo B right now.
Oh, okay, so that's what it is. Shit. That's what it is.
So the other thing was when you work with Mo B, I guess y'all was in the same studio.
Oh, of course.
Because now, motherfuckers
nowadays,
is emailing vocals.
Right, they send you the video, they send you the beat, they send you the vocals. Nah, that's why I said when I did real songs with Big, no made up shits. Like, nigga, we was really in the studio with Big. Me, Big, and C's. We all snapping, and we snapping. 45 Kings was in there. We all in there, we snapping on each other. We having a good time. Like, that's what's missing nowadays.
The essence of creating music.
Of hip-hop. Because nowadays, dudes just hear the beat, go home or wherever they go on their little iPhones or whatever, and then they send the shit back, and it's like it's not even, you know what I'm saying?
No cohesion.
Right, exactly.
And then a lot of times dudes don't like the verse, but they don't want to say, yo, I wasn't feeling that.
Right.
But when you write in the studio, you can say, nah, I think you should hit.
Like, nah, come a little harder.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, of course.
Do your ad-libs right here, you know.
And it's the competition because
definitely.
No lie, when Big went in the joint, He done darted the joint out one time, and it was like no takes or nothing. Like, sometimes you got a 50 takes. So, he stepped it up where dudes had to go in the booth, and you had to show your ass. Or if not, you was gonna look stupid. So you live in testament that you seen Big do his shit in one take, no pen, no pad. Yeah, you already know. Yeah. See, I mean, he wrote it down. That's but once he went in that booth. All right, because King Just could bear witness. Big used to write his rhymes down. So stop with the story. He might not have later on, but he used to write his rhymes down because I saw him write his shit down. Yeah. But he was a one take person though. Definitely. He was a perfectionist. By the time he went in that booth, it was done in his head and it was done. He wasn't like, all he would do was ask for a lot of tracks to lay a lot of ad-libs. Oh yeah, like that. for sure. Definitely. What's the name of that record again for them? Who's the Man? It's on the Who's the Man soundtrack. It's called Who's the Man. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So King Just and B.I.G. Now we got Pop over here who Black on Black Crime. It's so crazy because that's how they justify the cops killing us these days. They always say, what about Black on Black Crime though? And you made that song how long ago? I made it a minute ago. Man, it's just like, the higher power just gave me a vision to make a song that I knew was a universal song. Nobody really knew where I was from, where I resided from when I made Black on Black Crime Has to Stop, but I know it was a universal thing.
So when you have all the killings going on, and plus I grew up in the crack era, where you know what I mean. So from that, seeing our own brothers killing each other, to Africa where you have blood diamonds, it's a universal thing. And in order for us as a people to rise up and be heard and be seriously, we must stop the hatred amongst each other first. So that's why, as a young individual, I made Black on Black crime must stop in order for us, and still to this present day.
And I don't want to cut you, but people don't know. Crack hit Staten Island hard for some reason. I know that shit hit everywhere, but Staten Island was so small. You had like whole neighborhoods smoking, like everybody in the neighborhood smoking,
family members and so forth.
And then the when the Africans came to Staten Island, they came hard and they brought that black tar shit. I remember Park Hill being shootouts in broad daylight, the Africans bonging at each other.
I mean, would you think Cappers went to...
What's up, everybody? It's Doggie Diamonds. I created a Patreon account. The Patreon account is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. I created a Patreon account so you can help me on my journey creating this podcast and keeping this content flowing on YouTube. As everybody know, YouTube has been on an ad strike, so it's been really, really rough providing content without getting paid for it. So that's basically what's been happening to a lot of us. So I want to keep the content going, keep the content flowing. I'm not in the ad network. I'm not in a major podcast network or anything like that. I don't have any sponsors. I'm looking for sponsorship. So in the meantime, I'm going to need your help. You could donate a little as $1 a month. That's only $12 a year. $2 a month, that's only $24 a year to the Patreon account, and I'm going to give you exclusive content that nobody else is going to get to see. Thank you for all your support. The link is in the description box for the Patreon account. Peace.
The war was about.
This is exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that's the first time I saw Uzi was Africans shooting in the I'm talking about broad daylight. They had the gas station over here, and the shit used to get lit. Remember when the video store was on Tashi?
Well, that's why that's why Black on Black crime was made, because there's a lot of stuff that we seen in the streets that we don't have any meetings that we go to. You know what I mean? There was wars going on in the streets of America, and I knew that it needed to stop in order for us to really get our just due in America. We're more than just savages and animals, or whatever the case may be. So let the black on into this. We in 2016 going into 2017.
Chicago,
black
crazy,
on black, black on black crime must stop in order for us to really be accepted as a unit, and we can have everybody. That self-love is important. You know what I mean? If you don't love yourself first, nobody else is gonna love you. So that was the message that I was really trying to put out to the universe. Let's stop the self-hatred so we can really move forward and get our just due on this planet.
Staten Island right now, when you go out, y'all live out there,
we call it Staten His Land.
Oh, Cap told me this shit was Staten Africa and shit.
I call it Sudan, rock.
Right.
You know, there's so many different names, but everybody
different names for it. But I say Staten His Land because it's his land.
Yeah.
Just want y'all to know that.
Yeah. So
I call it Sudan because it's the forgotten borough, and that's where the oil. That's where it's like out of the 5 boroughs, that's the forgotten land right there, and it's rich, rich in so much talent and you know, and like Sudan, that's where the oil's at. This is where the oil's at. Sudan, the Rock, Staten Island, New York, 10304.
But when you go out there, man, y'all ever be riding across the Verrazano going home? It's like a black cloud over Staten Island. You never noticed that shit?
Nah, the sun is always shining on
Look,
me. Sun
when
is
you riding
always
home,
shining.
when y'all riding in the daytime, look at that cloud up there.
Me and Pop might see things different.
Yeah.
We like the odd couple.
Yeah. Only reason why I'm saying
there's
that
a black cloud.
it's a black cloud. Reason why I'm saying that is because it just seemed like it's a lot of hopelessness in Staten Island.
Yeah,
I feel like dudes didn't really.
That's why we here to bring back.
That's what I'm saying. I felt like there's no rec centers. It's nothing.
That's
really,
why we here.
Yeah.
That's why I see it. That's why I see it as light. You know what I mean? Like it's dark, but as long as you keep you see that ray of light. You see that hope.
That one ray. Yeah.
And the emperor and the king, we the light. As dark and as gloomy as it may seem, it's like we ain't give up. And that's just to tell the people out there, don't give up. Regardless of anything, I'm gonna look at it. We in the Mecca, we in New York. You feel me? So we gonna be that light that's going. We gonna blast through that little gray cloud that you may see, we gonna keep shining through and let the people know, like, yo, you gotta stand up, you gotta be heard, man. Don't fall to the wayside just because of what people may think or what people may perceive you as.
But hold on, not to cut you off, but see, it's the music.
Yeah.
Because to think about it, the music is what drives people. Whether it's a song that you like to get you up early in the morning to go to work, or it's a song that maybe when you come home from work and you want to sit down and soothe and soak in the
music
tub,
soothes the savage beast. So
you know what I'm saying? So when the music is not right, the people is not gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you saying like, damn. It look like it's a black cloud. It look like, yo, there's no hope because the music ain't right. And I don't care. Dudes can get mad at me and feel some type of way. Y'all know where I be at.
Just don't give a fuck.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the bottom line is that if the music is not right, the people is not gonna be. It's flowing.
There's
like,
no dancing in the street no more.
When and y'all think about it. You know, for those that feel some type of way, when the music was right, there was a movement. You had 300 niggas coming out for shows. You couldn't stop us. We was knocking down anything. This is why niggas had the balls that they had, because niggas was knocking down doors and knocking down everything. That niggas was like, yo.
And just to add on to the bill is the movement. Maybe Brooklyn might have been dog too, but when Biggie came out and he started, his music came flashy. But I'm gonna say it started with Biggie because he really was the one that
he
got
brought
pretty.
The money.
He got pretty. He got fancy with him. And
P
Diddy said, you know what, Juicy and all of that. The music just got more. It got more flavorful. It didn't look so dark. He turned Crooklyn into Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Instead of snatching chains, it was like, we gonna get fly.
We got our own chain.
You know what I mean?
Right,
so instead of being scared to come to Brooklyn, it was like, nah, they getting jiggy. So he changed the culture. And that's what it's about with the Emperor and the King. It's about changing the culture. Even though it might be dark and gloomy, the Emperor and the King is here to say, nah, B, we here to bring you that good music, that good vibe, that good sound. You know, like Tupac said, a rose grew from concrete. So we have to be that light. We can't stay, like you said, the black cloud. It's not going to rain on us forever.
So all right, it's 19 on here, but the intro
20
It's
joints.
20 joints.
You was 20 joints. The intro. Yeah, we spit
19 joints in the intro, but we spit on the intro.
Okay, so right now, if I'm looking at this and I need a song that could definitely give me a definition of who you are and who you are on one record, what song should we listen to? It's like an autobiography of King Just and Pop.
Walking My Shoes is one to say, you know what I mean, where we from.
Okay, yeah.
You can say Walking.
I would have said When Hip Hop Began or New York War.
I was gonna say New York War.
New York
War. That
was
when I'm looking at this, that's an interesting title. Okay. Break that down for me.
I mean, we going to war. Like we that was New York War was basically
he was saying, yo, check this out, world. Hip hop makes it 360.
Okay.
Hip hop started in the Mecca. It done went worldwide. Now that the focus is off New York, the lyricist is back. So it's New York War. We throwing ourselves back into the heat of the fire on some lyrical war shit. And New York War is to say, yeah, here from out of Staten Island, New York, we bringing y'all that heat. We dropping the bomb.
Everything he just said.
We dropping the bomb. Right? New York War. Boom.
Everything he just said.
You know.
Yeah. So. Let me look at another title. We got I Apologize. Who you apologizing to?
To the women out there.
Yeah,
shout out to the women.
We always get it fucked up.
You know.
Yeah. If I didn't say, if we didn't say, if we didn't say I love you, I love you. I apologize for not saying it.
This is your anthem right here. I apologize on the Best of Both Hoods.
Exactly.
So if he never said it, it just never said it. You got it right here in song form. Play this shit every day.
I apologize. We apologize,
women. You could to this shit. You could get your wash your hair to this shit.
Yeah,
take them fucking weaves out, please.
Natural.
Let me look at another title. We Working.
I mean, self-explanatory.
To the working people out there who aren't recognized for what y'all do every day, y'all get up, y'all tired, you know what I mean? Y'all feel unappreciated, y'all paying the bills. Everybody can't be on TV shining and getting the limelight. So for all y'all out there that's working them 9 to 5s or you working a night shift or whatever the case may be, if y'all working, we recognize y'all. We salute
Flipping
y'all.
Burgers.
Y'all paying the bills. Y'all taking care of the household.
If you in T-Mobile,
Yeah,
helping
you and
pay my
team.
bill.
Yeah,
Salute
whatever.
to you.
Yeah, you working.
Cause yo, some of them chicks in Target got some fat asses. I don't give a fuck with nobody.
You working,
Even
baby.
dudes like you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. We
Like,
work. Yeah, yeah.
You working, you putting that work in, and this is why dudes like us is able to come.
We
in and
working.
have a platform
Yo, but
to
the
make
deal
it
is,
happen.
like I said, I'm for the unsung
Salute.
hero. I look for people from that made great music. I never forget the legends. That's the problem now. People forget people who did legendary shit.
Staten Island legends in the
This
building.
is what I'm saying.
I'm the legend killer.
Yeah.
I kill legends.
You sound like what's his name? What's his name? Wrestler. Fucking
Nah, that's not me. That's me.
No, but it's a wrestler who said
Yeah, I
that
know
shit
that.
too.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he took that from me.
Oh, he
so,
took it?
yeah, he took
Fuck
it.
you then.
Yeah.
All right. Bum rush. That sounds like somebody gonna get their ass whipped to that.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Yeah.
how that goes down. That's Stapleton and Park Hill in the building.
Yeah. What junior high school you went to?
Junior high school. I didn't go to a junior high school I went to a Catholic school.
Okay.
Truth be told.
What junior high school you went
49, IS
to?
49.
I never wanted to go to 49.
Yeah,
It's a
boy, it was on, baby.
Oh yeah, it was
Meet me on top of the hill.
Hold up. Yo,
Meet
the
me on
crazy
top of
shit-
the hill.
Yo, the crazy
You
shit
know?
about that, right?
IS
I went to
49.
Catholic school, right?
What Catholic school you went to? St. Peter's?
St. Sylvester's.
Oh, okay, I thought it was St. Peter's.
I didn't want to shout them out.
St.
but-
Sylvester's.
Yeah. But now check it. Real
IS
talk.
49.
I used to be after school
Mm-hmm.
on top of the hill at 49.
Meet me
every
on top of the
goddamn
hill.
day.
That's where it was
why?
at.
My boys and them was like, yo, we got beef with Stapleton niggas.
Actual
So
facts.
we would have to meet on the top of the hill. Stapleton niggas be down at the bottom of the hill. And then, police and everything else be around. But it was like I went to Catholic school, but I made sure I got to 49 just to be there with my boys if it had to go down and shit.
Did y'all did y'all both graduate high school out there?
Well, I graduated out of New York.
Okay, you
Same
graduated.
high school, New York.
You graduated?
Yeah.
You know it's funny because people don't know the graduation rate in Staten Island is high though. Niggas go to school in Staten Island.
Oh, well, shit ain't too much to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like that
Right.
shit, niggas really go to school. Like I came to Brooklyn. Like I said, I was living in Staten Island. I was a gifted student. I came to Brooklyn. I became a dropout, all types of shit. But if I stayed in Staten Island, I probably would have graduated from Curtis. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I probably would have graduated. And the high school football teams is crazy in Staten
Oh
Island.
yeah,
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 take
for
that-
sure.
take
They put
Definitely.
that
That
work.
culture is serious.
Yeah, I
out
played
there.
on the New York football. I smashed. I cracked a couple of, you know what I mean? To my Fugazi Bowl players and
Who
all
was
of
y'all
that.
on rival?
Well, the rivals was always Staten Island, man. Whenever you played any New York rival was always Curtis. We played on
McKee,
Thanksgiving.
you had Curtis,
But yeah,
Townville.
Tonville,
yeah.
yeah, Wagner. Wagner was winning back in the day, so
Wagner was
it
no
was
joke.
always big rivals. But you know what I mean? Everybody was a rival.
Racism in Staten Island. When I was out there, it was a little crazy. But because I went to school, they bused me to the white school. So that was the first time that they let me know, like, you ain't one of us and shit. When I was in PS31, I was in New Brighton. There was nothing but black kids. Have you experienced any crazy shit? Because the Italians used to be wilding out there at one point too. Like, have you experienced?
Well, yeah, we went to New York, and it's ironic because, like I said, Stapleton and Park Hill, we 10304. But at the time when we was coming out of junior high school, they shifted the zones and they zoned us out to New York, so we had to integrate with the Italians, the Irish, the Jews, so forth and so on, which is not a bad thing because at the same time, we got to learn how they act, think, and so forth and so on. Like I said, I played on the football team. I had football members call me nigga, and I had to put them in check. But at the same time, they had to respect that. I mean, it was a culture clash, but I think it was a good thing. And at the same time, hip hop helped bridge a big gap.
I wanted to ask you that. Did Wu-Tang help?
No, not even Wu-Tang. Because
Okay.
we before, like, when I went to high school, it was before the Wu-Tang era.
Okay.
So when Big Daddy Kane and KRS and the Public Enemies of the World or whatever the case may be, that's what I went to high school with.
Okay.
So I used to battle with the white boys on the team. They was, the rock was hard, the Pink Floyd, Metallica, you know what I mean? So when we used to get hyped for the game, it was heavy metal versus hip hop. I used to really used to throw on my Walkman and listen to my hip hop while they played their rock and roll.
They was heavy with that heavy
But at the
metal
same
shit.
time, you go back to New York now and you'll hear hip hop. So
Okay.
we helped bridge that gap. I believe that we were our generation helped mesh it. Not to say everything is rosy, because there's always, racism still exists, but us being that first, part of the first little ones that helped integrate, black and whites and going out there to New York, we help understand each other.
Again, not to be funny, right? Cut you off, but look at the Beastie Boys, right? Mm-hmm. And I say that to say they wanted to be like us.
Actual facts.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't care. They could get mad. I know. Listen, if you're gonna find out one thing, I'm not politically correct.
This is called no filter. You're in a perfect place.
Okay, so clearly this is what it is.
It says no filter. Okay, you're in a perfect place.
So like they wanted to be like us. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to emulate us. They wanted to rock their stuff like us. Now you see them with the do-rags. You see them with the pants hanging down.
Well, we showed them. We showed them.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if there's a culture that is just so overwhelming where you have no choice but to assimilate yourself, then that's what it is. And that's what I felt for hip-hop as music, as far as Staten Island is concerned, as far as you're talking about racism, where it wasn't like that. Like, when we first started coming up, maybe in the beginning, you might have had your couple of Ku Klux Klan members or whoever, but at the end of the day, their kids were listening to music of our nature, of our kind.
And not to cut them off, but I'm thankful that they did send us the 10304 zip code out to New York, because that's where the king and I, the emperor, more or less practiced with each other, battling each other. That's where King Just and myself really, we meshed our relationship.
Banging on the lunchroom table.
And banging on the lunchroom, battling in the hallways. You know what I mean? He'd run up to me and he'd spit his stuff and I'd spit back. And
catch you third period, nigga.
Right.
See you in the hallways,
right. And he was from Park Hill and I was from Stapleton. So we was holding down our territory. But like I said, it was a brotherhood that kept us on our toes. We always looked at it as keeping us on our toes. So, like I said, us being in high school together and then going out of high school and he's coming out with the Warriors drum, I'm coming out with Black on Black Crime, he's dropping Mr. Gutter Guards, I'm dropping Underground Emperor. You know what I mean? We was looking at each other like, yeah, we making it. We here. We living our dream.
Clear something up for me. Mercury has something to do with your career?
Yes.
Okay, explain to the people who Mercury is, for those. All
right, Mercury from the Force MDs, rest in peace. Shout out to him. I mean, he's the one that just let me know. Like, he gave me some jewels. He gave me a lot of jewels, and he definitely brought me to a couple of people, whether it be Wendy Williams or whoever else, Red Alert at the time. But he gave me a lot of jewels, and he was like more or less like he showed me performance-wise, because a lot of dudes can maybe rap and they got good lyrics, but then you see them on stage and they bland. It's like they don't got
Mercury
no
was a big guy that was moving too.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So that was one thing he taught me, the whole, step coordination and all of that. You know what I'm saying? At first when we, and my niggas laugh at the soldiers, we used to be like, yo, I ain't doing that shit, the two-step shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was looking like the Commodores or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. But then I understood why he said showmanship. It was showing you, like, how to prepare yourself and how to be on the stage, how to work the stage. You just can't be, just one mic and just holding it. Like, you got to be able to move around and do that. And for me, like, that's what I feel like made me who I am, because people always say, like, yo, your stage show is crazy.
Shit, your videos is fucking crazy. I'm like, yo, he got movement in the video.
Right. So with that, I give him his homage for that, because without him, I probably wouldn't have never been the showmanship guy that I am today, or, the stage performer that I am today.
So we end up being friends on Facebook after the fact.
Okay.
But I looked for you. How could the fans find you right now? Or they can't? Or just ask me where he at. I tell you, I get
yeah, call Doggie Diamonds. Hit my man up on the no filter line, and for me, I try to live a private life. I try not to mesh my private life and my family life with the industry world life. And I understand sometimes in order for you to be that big star, like how Eminem, how people wanted to know what was his mom's doing in the drugs and the this and that. And I get it. They want to have a story and people want to tell a story. But for me, you you ain't even gonna want what I want to give. Man, the shit that I could say might put people away. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, and I'm just happy to be here, man.
And how do they stay in contact with you, the fans?
But hold up, not to cut them off, right? Because I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yo, I got a Twitter account, King Just, the Facebook, King Just, Instagram, King Just, Mr. Toke Armstrong. Like, I'm on there, man. Y'all just holla at me, man. Google me, nigga.
Yeah. I'm on the Instagram, Pop the Brown Bomber. I'm on Facebook, Pop Brown Bomber. Pop Brown Hornet, should I say. So if you punch in Pop the Brown Hornet on Facebook, you'll find me. If you're on Instagram, Pop the Brown Bomber with the slashes on the pop slash, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm in. You can find me. I'm there.
I make sure all that information is in this video, on this audio, so y'all definitely could get in contact.
We got the
them.
Videos on.
Or if not, do what he did. Holla at Lounge.
Right, Lounge is Staten Island.
Lounge low, you know what I mean?
You can check out the videos.
Staten Island, Staten Island.
We got videos on YouTube. New York War. Videos on YouTube, New York War drifting away.
Get retarded,
and we working on a new joint, Walking My Shoes.
So now those videos is going to be on Doggie Diamonds TV.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be on ForbesDVD.com. So you're definitely going to see those videos if you didn't see them already. One last question. I got to ask y'all this. Dust. How bad is that shit in Staten Island, or was it?
Well,
and the only reason why I pointed to him, because truth be told, you got certain places that were known for having.
I'll break down a little bit. I'll break it down a little bit, just as far as to say back in the days or whatever the case may be. You had the Paris crew. They used to run with the Force MCs when they used to go battling here, there, everywhere, or whatever the case may be. Paris crew used to run with them. They used to go uptown. They was introduced to Dust uptown. They brought it back to Staten Island. So Dust used to be just in Stapleton, but now it's circulated around the island. It's not just one place. You can go to Harbor, West Brighton, so forth and so on. But, you know, it's not like it was created in Staten Island. It was created. They got it from uptown. You know?
Right, yeah, but I'm just saying, though, the places that it landed.
But Stapleton, I'm going to tell you like this. Stapleton, though, that's why Stapleton is real notorious, because Stapleton used to have it all. Not to glorify it, but Stapleton had Duns, Crack, Mess, whatever you wanted. Yo, you go to Stapleton and it was there. That's why anybody knows the Paris Crew, Gladiators, so forth, Wu-Tang. A lot of stuff was created in Stapleton due to the fact of people being high. So, and there was a brotherhood out there in Stapleton as well. So a lot of things were planted in Stapleton. But yeah, Dust, more or less, in Stapleton had its start.
Because Shaheem made a song called Dust Juice, and they were saying he's talking about he's doing heroin and all that shit.
Nah, well, he wasn't doing it. You got to understand, like what we see, we artists. It's like Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, he's not a gangster, but he did gangster movies. So that's his art. Our art, due to the fact that we're not on camera, we rhyme about it. But just like Ice Cube rhymed about certain things, and they said, you know what? What was his name? Singleton said, yo, you should do movies because you paint a nice picture. So Shaheem was able to paint a picture. King Just can paint a picture. Brown Hornet can paint. We can paint pictures, and then we can bring it to light. There's a lot of Staten Island that people don't know about. That if we had cameras and we had somebody out there who got that money, you can come to us and we can bring a lot of things to light in the story form, so y'all wouldn't be blinded on how things were.
We gonna do a movie.
Yeah, and when Ghostface was living in Stapleton, his name wasn't Ghostface at first, right?
Well, Ghostface, listen, I'm gonna just tell you like this: before Ghostface was Ghostface, later for his government name, we used to call him Doug because Ghost was nice at the beatbox. So like Dougie Fresh, we used to call him Doug because, and we did there was a battle in Park Villa. Dusty was the big time drug dealer back in the days. He brought KRS out to Park Villa, and then there was a battle. In the battle, there was different MCs, but at the end of the night, it was OG, who is now Capadonna, and it was myself, Pop the Brown Hornet. We had the battle. Ghostface, we were called Doug, was my beatbox. He did the beatbox for me when I battled OG / Capadonna. You know what I
His
mean?
name was original.
He was original. We called him OG. He was original.
Yeah.
He turned to Capadonna. But we going back now. This is the essence. This is the grain. This is before Wu-Tang.
And I'm saying that to say that the reason why he's telling you we going back because I was outside of Park Villa and they wouldn't even allow us inside because we was too young.
Wow.
They was like, shorty, you can't come in here. But because I was part of the rhyming scene, I knew that there was a battle going on down there.
So he's going to try to say he probably would have won. But he was outside.
If I was there.
So,
they didn't
but
let
at
me
the end of the battle,
Shit.
me and Cap is split it. The crowd was going crazy and it was a tie, Capadonna and the Brown Hornet for that night. And that's how we more or less put ourselves on the map. For everybody really knew who OG was. OG is a little bit older, but for the Brown Hornet, that was my really coming out because they was like, "Yo, who this brother?" All right, boom, 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 and then
Ghostface was the beatbox.
And Ghostface was the beatbox.
Yes,
he wasn't even really rhyming at the
crazy.
time. He was beatboxing.
So let me ask you something. From what I heard, Cap was like the original nicest nigga in Staten Island.
Well, he was in Park Hill. He was a regular. I'm not gonna say Staten Island because, like I said, there's a lot of talent. Don't get it twisted. He was like, hold on. I know this is for people that don't. He could talk, but Cap or OG was the man up in the hill. You feel me? But he was like I said. He said, my name was me and my RZA's name was pinned in the tablet. He was the older guard. He was a little bit older than the brothers, but there was so much talent out there. We ain't gonna say he wore the crown.
All right.
He was about to say something different.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say that different.
Because
but
there's a lot of MCs out in Staten Island.
I'm from Park Hill, so I got maybe a little bit
bias.
more. No, not bias.
Okay.
Again, I got maybe a little bit more insight on it.
Okay.
For instance, yes, Kappa was the OG. You know what I'm saying? He was the original that was rhyming, but before Capadonna.
Okay.
And anyone that don't believe me, y'all could go check the history. You had Scotty Waddy, a.k.a. Jackpot. He was putting it down. And if you search and find out who he is, you'll see. Matter of fact, he's on one of U-Guard's album, and U-Guard brought him back and put him on the album just because he was that OG before Donna. If I'm wrong, maybe somebody could correct me. And if not before, definitely at the same time, Scotty Waddy. I got to shout him out.
Because I think Ghostface said, I think in a Vlad TV interview that Cap used to burn everybody in Wu-Tang before they really formed together and shit.
Yeah, well, Cap was the god. Cap was the Cap was the dude.
I'm gonna say this out of my mouth that I know for sure. He didn't burn Scotty Waddy.
Scotty Waddy.
Word up, a.k.a. Jackpot. He ain't burn him. And that's because, I would say they was on two different, levels. Like say we looked at Kappa as a Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
Scotty Waddy was a KRS-One.
Okay, KRS-One. So
Rock him.
All right, so who's your favorite rapper from Staten Island besides Pop and yourself? Who got you like, oh, all right, his pen is crazy? Whether they was on or not on.
I might be biased though, cause I might shout out my team, my squad.
Shout out your team.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna give it up to my man Fest Taylor who put that work in.
Okay.
You got my man Leatherface, my Spanish amigo, and last but not least, my man Sick, SIC. But you got other dudes like I'm feeling Trife, I'm feeling Youngin, I'm feeling my man C Black. You got Cheeky, you got some from the West. I forgot you. Damn, I'm gonna shout you out.
But
there.
y'all shouted. That's this Pop.
Yeah,
what about you?
Yeah, that's a hard question. There's a lot of talent that's out there. I'll keep it at that because, like, for me, I really didn't look at. I was just holding down my shit, so I didn't really look at somebody to be like, "Yo, you know what I mean?" But there's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of MCs, and the reason why I'm gonna say it like that is because so much talent out there made sure that I kept my shit sharp.
Yeah. My favorite from Staten Island, the unsung hero to me was Killer Sin. I used to really fuck with Killer Sin, man. I used to be like, yo, this dude sounded incredible.
So now, who was Killer Sin down with? Who was his first rap group?
I don't know his first rap group.
Shaolin Soldiers.
See, I know his brother is.
Nah,
I just know his brother. Yeah.
But Killer Sin was down with the Shaolin Soldiers before he was down with Killer Army.
So who the Shaolin Soldiers consist of?
That was me. I just named Leatherface, Fess Taylor, Sick. You had Mega Millions. You had a Baby Paul. You had a few other cats, but Sim was down with us.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But again, the politics of it, where it was like, okay, this hierarchy ain't messing with this hierarchy, so like you gotta go now here. Because a lot of times, if people know, a lot of those groups were put together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't even.
They ain't grow up together.
They weren't even cool with each other. You see things like, Ghost be like,
Wu-Tang,
Ghost like, yo, nigga, shot up my turkey and shit like that on Thanksgiving. Like, these are members that are family now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we ain't gonna say it on.
Nah, right.
But we know. Yeah.
Right. So these are the things that's going on.
That's why when KJ said in the beginning that he was the legend killer, I didn't really look up to MCs. I was coming after you. You was food. Yo, you was food, B. Yeah. I couldn't even look up to you. You was food for me.
Yeah. This is Pop the Brown Hornet.
And that's why it's the Emperor and the King. And there's a reason why it's called that, because
let them know.
It's the Emperor and the King, and it's the best of both hoods due to the fact of, like, who writes your rhymes?
Last time I checked, me.
Who writes my rhymes?
You got to answer that, bro.
I write my rhymes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why it's like,
I might have helped him once or twice.
It's the Emperor and the King. You feel me? We write our own shit. Mm-hmm. We don't go searching around the globe for nobody to come up with some fresh new material.
Ideas and
right.
swag.
We the Emperor and we the King, and we the best of both hoods. I'm from Stapleton. He from Park Hill. We've been around individuals who got worldwide acclaim and fame. You feel me? Like I said, that cloud that you said that's on Staten Island, we still shine through. We still here.
Look, and on that note, man, I don't even know what else to say, man. This is
the Emperor and the King. Best of both hoods.
Get that.
iTunes, Chamber Music. We still here, 2016, 2017, and there's more to come.
And make sure you follow them on all social networks. Make sure you follow me on Doggie Diamonds. Make sure you share, like.
Much respect and salute to the God.
Listen, the funny thing, like I said, no matter what you do, you always got to be a fan of the music, man. And when people make good music and they continue to make good music today, they want to smell the roses. We ain't going to celebrate them when they no longer on this earth and return to the essence. Let's tell them they great now.
Real hip-hop. Best of both hoods.
No mumble rap.
No mumble rap.
Tawdry Street Terror, Broad Street
Broad
Bully.
Street Bully. You heard?
Holla.
Staten Island.
Doggie Diamonds, no filter.